How are we doing? I'm George Treadwell and I'm here at Limbrook Fisheries. Now I absolutely love my fishing and I particularly love fishing out on the continent, big public lakes, rivers, canals, Raisbury, and I also love my true whole passion is fishing day ticket complexes. Now, like I said, I'm here at Limbrook, a day ticket complex, and I'm going to run through with you my 5 top tips for day ticket fishing. Tip number 1, when you first arrive at the lake, just like I have, instead of carrying around with you a big plastic bucket, trying to find a swim, take a collapsible one, scrunch it up, stick it down the back of your jumper, and then it allows you to have your hands free. You can get on a march around the lake, and also when you start engaging with the other anglers, there'll be a lot more forthcoming with a little bit of information about what is going on with the environment. So there we have it. First top tip, take a collapsible bucket instead of solid plastic one. Once you've found your swim, whip it out, fill it up with water, claim your swim, and then go and get your gear out. Right, I'm gonna head off around the lake and find myself a swim. Tail up, just tail up a little bit. Brilliant. So there we have it. That's tip number 2. Be the first person to go around and try and get pictures for somebody else. By doing that, I can guarantee the angler holding the fish will open up in conversation a lot more. Now you're picking up a trend here in communication. They're guaranteed to be telling you things like the hook baits that they use, the spots that they've been using, and that could be the difference between you blanking and unlocking the code, especially on a busy day ticket venue. Tip number 3 for fishing day ticket venues is to maximise the potential for liquids. Now the majority of the ccmoore liquids are PVA friendly, and you can check that out on the backs of the bottles. Now when I say about maximising liquids, I don't mean just putting in with your feed mix that you're chucking out into the lake. I mean getting in and amongst and around your hook baits. There's no better way than presenting a solid bag injected with some liquid attraction. Now when I inject that in, I'm doing about 3 to 4 mil of liquid in one side of the bag, and this is doing several things. It's making a nice little hole in the bag so it sinks fast. It's always going to land the right way up, and then as it breaks down, that liquid attraction is just going to ooze out and it's going to pull more carp down to the spot and find my hook bait. So there we have it. Tip number 3, use liquids, and plenty of them on a day session. Up next at tip number 4 is being prepared to move. Now we always talk about location, and it's pointless fishing in an area of the lake where there are no fish. On a day ticket, and when you're fishing a short session, it's even more important to move onto showing fish. So always stay prepared. I use a rucksack and a barrow for all my fishing, and there's no better way than packing light. So this is it. Tip number 4 is to only take the hook baits that you're going to need for that session. I take 2 tubs. In one, I've got loads of different high-vis pop-ups from the Northern Special range, coated in fructose, and in there I've got different colours and different sizes. In my other pot, I've got loads of match the hatch hook baits, again all the same flavour but a different variety of sizes, pop-ups, wafters and hard hookers. So there we have it. Take what you need for your session, and if you need additional pots, you can get them from the ccmoore website. So this is it then, my final top tip for day ticket fishing. Once you've got around the lake with your bucket behind your back, you've found your swim, you've talked to a few anglers, and you've made your little solid bag, and you've injected a little bit of liquid into it, you've finally got your rig out on the spot. Now the next top tip is to lay low, and what I mean by that is we're going to get our line sunk nice and low in the water, and then to aid in the presentation, I'm just going to drop the line back to me. And then something that anglers don't use as much as they should do, if the lake bed is nice and clear, which most day ticket venues are, I'm going to use a back lead. Now by using a little tiny back lead, it's going to aid in sinking that line down for me. There, so I'm going to swing that out, and then it's going to keep that line pinned down to the lake bed so it doesn't spook any carp coming into the area. So there we have it. There's my 5 top tips for day ticket fishing.